Now, another important thing I want to show you is the origin point. So this yellow dot, this small orange dot, is the origin. This right here outline is called the 3D cursor, and I'm going to show you how to use that later on. But this, I want you to pay attention to the small origin point. So if I move the object, as you can see, this orange dot moves with the object. If I scale the object, it stays in the same place. And if I rotate the object, again, it stays on the same place. So important note is that when you move the object, the origin point moves with it. But when you rotate the object, it rotates around the origin point. And same thing goes for scale. If I scale it, it scales in relation to the origin point. Now, an interesting thing I want to show you is I'm going to Control Z this a bunch of times. Now, if I rotate the cube, for example, if I do RR and a trackball rotation, as you can see, it's going to rotate like this from the center. But if I go here and then click on Option and then enable Origin, what this will allow me to do is it's going to create different arrows, is if I click on G, it's not going to move the object, but it's only going to move the origin point over here. So I can go ahead and press on G, X, and then move the origin here, like on the X-axis. So the cube's origin is no longer in the center, it's right here. This origin point concept is very important, and I'm going to show you why in a few seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Option again, and then disable origin. So now as you can see, the cube is right here, and the origin is right here. Now, if I try to rotate the cube, as you can see, it no longer rotates from the center, but it rotates from here. It rotates around the origin point. So the rotation and the scale depend on the origin point heavily. So make sure you have your origin point where you want. Most of the time, that's in the center. So if you have your origin point in the center, you're going to be able to rotate around it comfortably. But there are some cases where you might have the origin point placed in a different direction if you want to. Now, if I want to move the origin to the center of the cube, it's very easy to do. I can right-click, click on Set Origin, and then click on Origin to Geometry. If right-click doesn't work for you, then you can click on W if you're using other shortcuts, for example. So what I can do is right-click, click on Set Origin, and then click on Origin to Geometry. And now it's going to move the origin back to the center. Now, one very important thing I want to show you is if you, for example, move your object, rotate your object, and then scale your object, and you do like any of these operations, you can use Alt shortcut to return them. So first of all, if I want to return the cube to the starting position, I can click on Alt G. It's going to return the cube to the world origin. If I click on Alt R, it's going to clear any rotations I did, and it's going to go back to the default rotation. And if I click on Alt S, it's going to return the cube back to its previous scale, which is 2 meters tall, I believe.